TWM podcast. Just would like to let you know that indie wrestling show is brought to you in association with the Babyface app, available on the Google Store and the Apple Store. Now, what is the Babyface app? Well, if you're a British wrestling fan, it is the only thing that matters. Want to check out what the latest shows are in your area? The Babyface app can do that. Want to check out the win-loss record for your favourite wrestler at the moment? The Babyface app can do that. Do you want to bring back the glory that was the Origin Banter Edition? Sadly, Babyface haven't got that kind of sorted out yet. Imagine it's in the beta stage, I can be assured. But if you want to check out any of their matches from Progress or anywhere else past, you can check it out at the Babyface app. Also, you can read loads of articles from loads of esteemed wrestling personnel, including ourselves, TWM. You can check out all of our BritWres articles in one easy place. That is the Babyface app on the Google Play Store and Apple Store. Hello, I am Matty Deller, and welcome to the Indie Wrestling Show, bringing you the world of graps that is at your doorstep, covering all things in the United Kingdom, the United States, and anywhere else in the world, if we're honest. A part of the TWM podcasts, team, squadron, movement, whatever you want to call it, bringing you news, reviews, and interviews from the big wide world of wrestling 6 days a week on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, TuneIn, Podbean, YouTube, and whatever else you get your pods. We are in association with the Babyface app, the only app that matters if you're a fan of the British and Irish wrestling scene, available on Apple and Google Play Store. Go get it now. And TWM podcasts are brought to you in association with Squared Circle Box. Use the code TWM News at checkout to go get 10% off your first order, your monthly dose of wrestling goodness, courtesy of squaredcirclebox.com. Joining me as we deep dive into the world of independent wrestling over the last 7 days are my lovely friends. We have been well travelled. We have gone around to all of the shows in the UK and, well, not beyond, just the UK. We have Mr. Michael Mears.
I went beyond. I went to the debut show of Kenyan Pro Wrestling this week.
Was Powerrr
you will not
there?
be surprised. No, but Jim commentary.
That's where he's gone. He's bounced back, much like Alan Partridge in a way.
This is how he's making amends.
It's brilliant. What I loved about it is you're in that cutout the second you said Jim Cornette, almost if the internet is now blocking you internally.
The funniest part is how he would have got there would have been interesting because he doesn't like flying.
Yeah, this is true.
And couldn't have driven a car there.
Did he have a motorcycle? Only time will tell. And joining me and Michael is Kylington James.
I love my sanity in Manchester, my spirit in Bristol. Somehow I made it to Cardiff, and now I'm here.
We're not
walkabout.
Yeah,
I never had dignity.
He's on this podcast. So.
Exactly. I didn't say when you left there.
There was one time about 3 years ago, it involved him, a donkey, and a wild Friday, but we can't get into it too much. It
Explains why I love ass.
He is an ass man. Boo boo.
Dun, dun.
Well, this has been an eventful start to the show. We've got, I want to say two weekly reviews of independent wrestling TV, but let's be honest, it's one, and then one that was a bit weird, and then we're going to talk about all the shows that we've been to over the last 7 days. So let's jump in. Fusion was amusing this week, and that almost rhymes. I had a bizarre Full Scout Anywhere match, but it was highly entertaining.
At least they lived up to the false count in Orlando.
Yeah, they lived up to that and then some, it seemed. We open with Marshall Von Erich down backstage holding his knee. Someone has attacked him, and the only thing I could figure out from this was that he sounds dull, even in pain. He sounded bored while selling, which is genuinely a highly unique skill to have. We find out that Tom Lawler signed a new deal with MLW, so there's that then. Mike's annoyed because he's not going to Japan.
No. From what Tom said about it, it seems actually a more advantageous deal from anything else he got offered. Although, ironically, after the last pay-per-view, they did the pay-per-view in Chicago, and then TV tapings were in Orlando the next week.
Yeah.
Tom actually left from the pay-per-view. He flew to Orlando to stay for the week and then work TV. And like, for some reason, it didn't even dawn on me. It's like, maybe he's having a WWE tryout.
No, he just went on holiday.
Had a chill because he went to university there. So it was like, makes perfect sense. But from the sounds of it, the contract still gives him all the freedom and flexibility to do all the crazy shit that he does, and he can still fight MMA as well.
The difference is, what I've heard, the Fatu and Samael ones, they've got control over their characters and stuff, and like booking decisions on their independent, whereas this one, MLW have final say on how. So basically, they are now like the talent agents for Tom Lawler going forward. So, which is fair enough, because he is basically their ace of their promotion.
He's a draw. He's a draw.
Yeah.
We then get into the Falls Count Anywhere match, and this match barely gets into the ring. AJ Kirsch I love that bit from AJ Kirsch. It did make me laugh in this episode, where he's like, I did have a bet that this would last 60 seconds before it came out of the ring. They've not even touched that yet.
It's a void bet, so at least he gets his money back.
Yeah. They attack on Warner gets attacked on the stage. Jimmy Havoc, and chairs are yeeted. Jimmy then grabs the dick and yeets some chairs as well. Just a lot of chair yeetage and eye pokes. Jimmy Havoc,
no dick yeetage.
No dick yeetage. I believe is Carl's independent wrestling name. My name is Dick Yeetage. When he's not being the semicolon, he's Dick Yeetage.
You were the summer.
No,
I was the backs.
I'll use the backslash. I was the semicolon. Apologies. So yeah, maybe that's your full name. Are you the backslash Dick Yeetage?
Like that moment when you play 2K20 and it's like, you can put your nickname here. Put it here.
Oh, if we ever do a 2K20 career mode thing on our Twitch channel, we're making the backslash Dick Yeetage.
It's genuinely a Chuck Taylor gimmick, isn't it?
It really is. What I love about this, Havoc does one and Mance gives chase, but Havoc is so British, he bumps into someone and apologises.
Look, he might be maniacal, but he's a nice boy.
and then he carjacks someone. Mance's uncle picks him up in a pickup truck, and they just pick up the ref and the camera guy, and they give chase. But I did love that they have the full clip of the guy who got carjacked just effing and blinding, but Marshall being in pain is bleeped. Were the swear words coming out of his mouth that bad? Just horrific ethnic slurs.
Southern charm. You can't make the lovely Southern boy seem like a evil guy by showing all the swears.
Hammerstone, this is Lifestyles of the Rich and Dynastic, is on Hogan Tan Time in mid-November.
Remember, it's always Hogan Tan Time.
It is. Alexander is giving him the big surprise on Thanksgiving, but it's not a big egg because that would be dumb. And then Hammer offends Holiday's Tan by saying it's more 88 than 91 Hogan.
I like that they brought up in this the Hammerstone. Holiday thought that the present was going to be novelty size. Yeah, he's like, no, they can't make them. And then that it's not whatever Hammerstone brought back from the pharmacy in Mexico.
Yeah, that
gimmick is still running.
It's because he's taken all of that already.
He's taken all of the Mexican drugs.
I can't wait for him to do a show with AAA and you just see him talk. Bringing my package from the pharmacy.
Honestly, every time they do a show from Mexico, it just needs to be Hammerstone at all times had a giant, inconspicuous, unmarked bag in his hand.
Do you know what the best part about it is? It's probably going to be Pimpinella.
What, in the bag? We then get Zayda Zhang over the Spider Lady by DQ. Now this was fucking awful from Jump Street, mainly because, and I believe Kyle will understand this, Mike will as well, but I'm going to throw it to Kyle. It doesn't help when you do who's the mystery person behind the mask, and then you give someone with the most distinctive eyes in wrestling. Like Priscilla Kelly, as far as I know, has the brightest, I think it's blue eyes.
can I make a point on this? I've not seen enough of Priscilla Kelly, like, to clock her by eyeball, but I was like, who's got red hair besides Priscilla Kelly and Eve?
Yeah. Imagine if it was Eva Marie. See, I know, but it was just, I was like, you'd see it, and you got, who's recently dyed their hair red and had like the most piercing blue eyes in wrestling? I wonder if it's Tatanka. Of course it's Priscilla Kelly. It's not even difficult. Zayda Zhang has weird flaps on her gear.
She does.
I genuinely thought watching it that it was like for the entrance and it would have just been taken off, but no, they stayed. Good for her flaps.
Good for her flaps. Did you really just say that?
Well, you called them weird.
Yeah, hashtag good for her flaps. Get it trending, people.
Good weird flaps. Good weird flaps.
We love the good flaps. Spider Lady goes for the eyes, and AJ and Rich act so bemused by who it is. It's fucking Priscilla Kelly. We all know. Stop with this bollocks. And Spider. By the way, I've realised I did it. This is completely on accident. My next thing says Spider Kelly, so I've just given up on saying Spider Lady at this point. He's really struggling under the mask. Zayda hits not great forearms. Spider Lady starts working the knee of Zhang. Spider Lady puts on the mandible claw but doesn't break the hold. And the debut match of MLW's women's division ends in a DQ. This was weird and pointless.
I still enjoyed it.
It's almost like it was like RevPro's women's division.
Yeah, they've taken ideas from the Quildenism, the legendary art form known as.
And now can't wait to see Giselle Shaw versus Zoe Lucas, and one of them's wearing a black cloth.
One of you's a Spider Lady. It's like she's got Lucas on the back of her gear. It's not difficult, lads.
Spoiler alert, they both wear the balaclava.
The same balaclava.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah. You get those this is our get along shirts where they put two people in one shirt. It's one of those, but a balaclava. They remove the mask and oh my god, it's Priscilla Kelly. She continues the claw, kicks the ref in the balls, but it wasn't Doug Markham, so who cares? And just walks away. Meanwhile, on this episode of Cops, Mance Warner jumps out of the car and fights Jimmy Havoc in his apartment. So at least we got a bit of continuity for that storyline. And also, his apartment is pretty nice. It looks like every 30-year-old's apartment that's lived away from home.
It's wrestling. We don't need continuity, remember, because wrestling fans forget things.
But this was last week.
No, because I looked at it and I was like, no, this is definitely Jimmy's apartment. I've seen photos of him in it.
Did you just expect Kip Sabian to appear?
just one was in through the front door. Hey, I'm back from AEW. What the fuck is going on here? We get Cookie Sheet, a near fall. Jimmy gets swirled in his own toilet, which I imagine, or at least you know where it's been. He frying pans up Warner, so at least his prophecy came true from last week. We get a near fall on the sofa. He then beats him with a flip flop, and somewhere Pete Dunne is smiling.
I just love that whole bit you've just said. They're like, he gets a near fall on the sofa and beats him with a flip flop.
It's wrestling.
Just sounds
this is like
way too.
No, it's like casting couch gone wrong.
Exactly.
I can't remember the name of the one on the internet. All I'm thinking of is fake something. Anyway, what? And then they get back in the car. Fake falls count anywhere match. They get back in the car, and Mance's uncle is convinced he's run someone over. And it's like, I'll leave it. I don't want to go back to jail.
Get out and check, at least.
Yeah. This match is Doug Markham. God damn it. Myron Reed steals his shoe.
Myron Reed comes back and steals the other shoe.
It's one, two shoe, motherfucker. And then, if MLW couldn't get any more weird, Shinjiro Otani's in the Opera Cup. What the fuck?
Why not?
Yeah, fuck it. Priscilla Kelly, then you get an interview with her, and she's a really good interview, so I'm okay with this. So she said she's doing the unexpected and shocking people, and she says the division is lacking someone who will make people question their sanity. And I was like, so far the division is 2 people, including you.
Mine's in Manchester, so we know that.
So she's going to do that, and it was a good promo, and I really like Priscilla Kelly. I'm surprised, A, she wasn't snapped up by WWE when she did the Mae Young Classic, and 2, that she wasn't signed up up by AEW when Darby went over there. So, like, good for her. Like, I really independent. Not only Lorcan, apparently.
I think you mean Biff Busick.
Yeah, only Lorcan coming out of WWE. Biff Busick is independent.
Exactly.
Richard Hammerstone then goes over Douglas James to retain the
Richard Hammerstone.
Richard Hammerstone. You know, but
they have morphed the two together.
Richard Hammond.
Yeah, Richard. Meanwhile, Hammond has turned up at the MLW arena. He's careered into a wall.
was he actually driving the?
Yeah, that's the person who got run over.
That makes sense. It's the cross promote. MLW signed a deal with BBC. They're cross promoting Top Gear.
Oh no, they've got the Amazon Prime money now. It's the grand. They run over Richard Hammond. It's like, no, we're signed with Top Gear with Matt LeBlanc. You've run over the wrong presenter.
If MLW ever get a subscription service, we know it's now going to Amazon Prime.
Confirmed. It's them in Premier League football. So yeah,
some tennis
and that as well. Jimmy Havoc battering Mance all over a racket. Alexander Hammerstone over Douglas James to retain the openweight title. I said Richard Holiday because he's on commentary. And
no, you said Richard Hammerstone.
I meant both of them together.
It's a collective unit. What would it be like if you had Maxwell Hammerstone Holland?
By the way, I just realised this. If it was Richard if his name was Richard Hammerstone, it would literally be Dick the Hammer Dick. Yes!
It's the greatest thing that's ever.
Oh my god, Chuck Taylor's got another one in the independent scene. All he's got to do is get Hammerstone to marry Richard Holiday and we're fucking sold. Basically, it's power versus quickness. What I love is Douglas James was set up as this mixed kickboxing dynamo, this amazing guy, and all he does, he's just an indie guy who does cutters and big kicks and knees. Hammerstone uses power, big nice delayed butterfly suplex for a near fall. Big bear hug, but then James fights out. We get a big knee, but then he gets suplexed to Heckington. Some more knees and a meteora. James then gets crotched and yeeted. Pump kick, pig bow bomb for a near fall. Then we get basically gut wrench burning hammer, and then James slaps him and eats a nightmare pendulum for the win. Then Jimmy Havoc and Mance Warner drive past Full Sail, for fuck's sake.
I think the best part of this whole segment, just AJ Kirsch. I used to work there.
No, it was Richard. It was
Richard Holiday. It was Dick the Hammer Dick again.
It was Richard.
Hey, I used to work there.
It popped me so much. I genuinely just burst out laughing.
This whole thing was just a.
It was this episode of MLW was such a welcome sight to how bad NWA was this week, because this episode was so funny. It would only been better if you had Rich Bikini being like, "Hey, I used to work there," until that prick Tom Phillips turned up. Read it up. They have heaps.
Great how, ironically, this is such a car crash of an episode.
Yeah, but
it's fabulous.
It is fun to watch. Maggle.
His uncle did have a crash.
Yeah, running over apparently Richard Hammond.
It's the best car crash ever. It's the one where you manage to get all the compensation at the same time.
Oh.
And nobody dies.
Yes.
Apart from my hopes and dreams.
Or if you're with Lance Archer, everybody.
Or the use of your legs.
We had a press scramble with Tom Lawler regarding him recently signing MLW. Basically, what I love about them, what do you think about your friends, Zest of the Von Erichs? Yeah, they're great. I think they're turning Lawler heel.
It's what do you expect me to say?
It's they're shit, to be honest.
Well, it's like when somebody dies, they talk about him on the news, and nobody ever goes, "Wow, well, he was a letter better, Henry."
Oh no, yeah, he was a right
great man.
He was a right shit. I'm not shocked they burned down that orphanage.
Definitely touched kids.
They act. Oh Jesus Christ! They park in they park in Full Sail, and Mance's uncle throws moonshine in Havoc's face, which is brilliant because he holds him and goes, "What are you doing? Get away from me!"
Is it wrong that before I realised it was moonshine, until commentary said, I genuinely thought he was just going to throw a bottle of piss?
He probably was.
Like Shea Lloyd at V Festival.
My favourite part of this is Mance goes, "You can't see now," and Jimmy goes, "I've got in contacts," like he's Alan Partridge. Not the face. I got a shot for Visit Express.
When they'd stopped at Full Sail, for a genuine moment, I had to stop and think about the fact I was like, wait a minute. WWE taping there, and I was like, no, they can't be because this wouldn't have been on a Wednesday because Jimmy wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, it's just like
And I was sad.
It's an actual school.
Yeah, I was wondering, like they must have had to get permission, or do you reckon they just full on guerrillaed it at like 2 a.m. at this at the car park? Because it'd be really funny. They fight into the car, and Mance's uncle drives off, and this is the weirdest episode of Fake Taxi I have ever seen. And then the bit that popped, I think only about a couple of the niche one, the people that have listened to a certain podcast that watch MLW when Jimmy's in the back of the car shouting out, "This is kidnapping!" Oh, absolutely killed me. Absolutely killed me. They're then back at MLW. Mance staples dollar bills to Jimmy. They finally get into the ring. Mance gets eaten into some chairs and a DVD for a board, and then on to Tax for an earfall. Jimmy then starts forking Mance. Go to the forked Rainmaker, and then Mance rolls him up again, like out of nowhere, for the win. So then Jimmy just stabs him post-match and stabs him in the dick, because this feud can never end, because it is too entertaining.
It's going to end in body bag.
I love how Jimmy just doesn't care. He's like, I lost, but I'll still beat him up.
It's just,
I don't care about winning the match.
Apparently this is ending at the Opera Cup in a Prince of Darkness match, which apparently is just a blindfold match between these two.
No, not necessarily blindfold. It's bags over the heads.
It's balaclavas.
It's balaclava. Oh my god, the Spider Layers influence has spread far and wide, my friends.
But the question is, do they get one or do they get one each?
No, it's the one combined that we said before.
That's
They're going to end up looking like Bet and Dot from American Horror Story.
I'm thinking more Cat Dog. Then
because then they're joined by the ass,
and they are ass men. Do Contra Unit then interrupt, and they basically say they've got a special surprise for the Von Erich brothers, and the Thanksgiving will be the end to the New Hope, and we have to say goodbye to Ross Von Erich to close an absolutely insane episode of Fusion. But my god, was it entertaining!
Definitely a highlight of my week.
NWA Power.
The R is for recap.
The R is for rushed editing as well. What's the third R for? Really regretting hiring Jim Cornette.
I was going to say relaxation because it seems to be what the company did this week.
Yeah, it's my days. Fuck me sideways. Like, someone put I sat down and I was like, maybe they just flat out just edited out like Jim's stuff, and they just had Joe Galley re-record. I've seen it before on ICW where they've just re-recorded commentary if something's fucked up. They did it on Defiant a few times. Well, I believe they just re-recorded the commentary if like a mic's fucked up or something. So I thought, maybe they said Joe Galley whacked him in the studio, hadn't re-recorded the hour. No, they just didn't show the episode. And this week they said a random clip show, so there is literally nothing of note to discuss. So what we're going to do is literally I'm going to run through this as quick as possible, and if anything of note pops up, I will mention it. We get a recap of the whole Nick Aldis, Camille, Wildcards, James Storm, all that stuff. Joe Galley then talks about basically there's going to be some matches announced for Into the Fire tonight, and Nick Aldis' title match is going to be 2 out of 3 falls. We then get a promo, a good promo, I will say, from Eli Drake at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. He talks about how everyone compares him to people, and then he says that does a xenophobic impression of Nick Aldis, the daft racist, saying that Aldis thinks he wants to be him, and then Drake wants the gold, but not right now. He's after Ken Anderson. He takes his top off and says that Ken Anderson will never be him. It was a good promo. We see a recap of last week's Brawl. They announced the Wild Cards and Rock and Roll Express for the NWA tag titles and next week. And then, I will say, one of 2 highlights from this show. They showed the Into the Cage documentary.
Yeah, this was cool.
Which was really, really good. However, I have one slight issue with this. Carl, I don't know if you watched this, because I did text you last night and go, don't watch NWA, it's literally not worth it.
No, I actually dodged a bullet, I feel.
Yeah. I think I texted you at 11:30 going, just don't do it, Kyle. It's literally not worth your time.
All I know is I
fell asleep watching it.
All I know is I woke up to a message from Matty just being like, just skip it.
Like it's the video from The Ring. I'm just like, if you watch it within 7 days, you will be bored. But the thing is, they did this really nice thing, but it doesn't really do well for someone who's meant to be a heel.
Yeah, it was I think this is another sign that they had to scramble and just this was the content they had to put out.
Then we see a recap of how Colt Cabana won the national championship, and I'm pretty sure they said that the winner of Aaron Stevens versus the question mark was going to face Colt Cabana, and then they changed it, and then they cut to Dave Marquez interviewing Aaron Stevens and the question mark in an empty arena match against the Dawsons, but then it's question mark versus Zane Dawson, and if question mark loses, he'll have to unmask. If the Dawsons lose, they'll have to recite change. So literally the match they were talking about changed 3 times in 3 minutes.
The only good thing about this bit was when Aaron Stevens and the question mark came out, Dave Marquez asked if he could look at him, and Aaron Stevens said no, and Dave Marquez corpsed. And then every time Aaron Stevens said karate, the question mark would stop him and give him karate. I love the question mark. It's so dumb but so funny. And not forgetting the question mark has been training Aaron Stevens for his upcoming role in Shogun Miami.
Yeah.
So Shogun Malibu.
Yeah, and also we found out that he's from the deepest, darkest places of Monrovia, which was the place where Aaron Stevens' film was about from about a month ago.
It all makes sense.
So yeah, we get an empty arena match for where Zane Dawson. The question mark defeated Zane Dawson, which clearly they went, oh, we've got the studio available. Is all the NWA stuff still up there? Yeah, quickly, just who's like within 5 minutes of the arena? Oh, question mark, Aaron Stevens and the Dawsons. That'll do. And it lasts about 3 minutes. Joe Galli's commentating by himself, so this was clearly recorded like about a week ago. Question mark wins with the Mongrovian spike or chop, whatever it's called. The Dawsons then recite a monologue from Shakespeare, and Aaron Stevens vomits in a bin. This was really weird, but at the same time, it had the question mark on it, so it was abusing.
Stevens did well in this, actually.
He's so good. I love Aaron Stevens. Joe Galli announced the question mark is going to face Trevor Murdoch at Into the Fire. Yes, please. We then get a recap of Melina's debut, and then we get this promo from Melina. Fuck me, she just rambled. This promo went on for decades.
This promo would be a really, really good advertisement for Duracell.
It just keeps going.
Go on and on and on and on.
It's just good.
And made 0 sense. But like I said to you, Matty, Joe Galli is a coward. He didn't ask her the one question.
He did answer the question that we all need to know: how big is etc. etc.
Batista's dick.
Then we announce
genuinely my thoughts.
Joe Galli then announces that Alison Kay is going to team with Ashley Vox against the 2 members of Melina's team at Into the Fire. So plus size Carl, we might see Melina wrestle, which will be fun.
Downside, we might see Melina wrestle.
No, Melina's good, but I'm going to say I really doubt it because it's like 2 members of your team. Melina is for captain. Captain's delegate.
We have Colt Cabana versus Ricky Starks announced for next week's Powerrr. Eli Drake versus Ken Anderson is also made for Into the Fire, and then they announced that James Storm is going to face Nick Aldis in a 2 out of 3 falls match at Into the Fire. This episode was a complete waste of time. Someone on Twitter hit the nail on the head. I do not see why they didn't just have Billy Corgan or Joe Galli at the top of the show record a little insert going, "Hello, I am so and so for National Wrestling Alliance." You would have seen in the media this week that Jim Cornette has been relieved of his duties as a part of the NWA due to comments he made last week. The NWA apologizes for these comments making air. However, the show must go on. This show does have Jim Cornette on it, but he is part of this commentary. But from next week onwards, there will be no Jim Cornette will not be a part of our broadcast team, and they just showed the show with Jim Cornette on it. This just seemed like they tried to do a lot and ended up royally fucking up.
Yeah, I think one of the other issues they had, supposedly from what I heard, Cornette wasn't willing to immediately reply. He wanted to apologize on the pay-per-view.
Jesus Christ.
That's just too far away, and he refused to apologize in any other way. So
he wanted to apologise to them. He had a live mic on live TV so he could basically act like a cunt. Lack of a better term. Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, well done. Good for rating.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. This podcast, and indeed all TWM podcasts, are brought to you by SquaredCircleBox.com, the only place for your monthly
wrestling box needs. With things from superstars from WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, British Wrestling, Independent Wrestling, and loads more, it is the only place that matters if you want to get the best wrestling swag for a low price. That low price is just £25, people. What a bargain! And you can get snapbacks, t-shirts, magazines, DVDs, trinkets, whatchamacallit, doodads, you name it, they have it each and every month. And just because you listen to TWM, you sexy people, you get 10% off your first order. All you got to do is use the code TWM News in the checkout. Just use the code TWM News in the checkout for 10% off your first order at squaredcirclebox.com.
Why not spread? I said, why not spread the gospel of the TWM squad with some of our lovely merch over at Teespring? We have t-shirts for all shapes and sizes, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and loads more. Also, just for listening to this podcast, you can get 10% off your order. I said using the code podcast. That's podcast. Once again, podcast in the checkout for 10% off at teespring.com/stores/TWM-wrestling-merch. That's right. Praise. Testify.
We were all over the UK this past weekend covering all dem indie wrestles. We'll start off with where I was, because I am important. I was at Chapter 98, Progress Wrestling. May I play devil's advocate for a minute? And this is going to be interesting because we're literally going to have... I'm going to relate to you what happened at Progress, and you can give me your thoughts. Then you guys are just going to relay back to me what happened at Attack.
Well, the thing is, me and Mike were both at Attack, so at least there's one other person here who understands what we're talking about.
Yes, so I can go through all of this first. We started off with FSU, Eddie Dennis and Mandrews defeating Destination Everywhere with Connor Mills and the OGMO after a low blow and then an assisted next stop driver. I am enjoying Mark Andrews as a shitty, snivelling little heel. It's working really well now.
What punk gone bad?
I'm also just liking Eddie Dennis every time someone's hurt on the floor, just walking up to him going, ha ha, and then walking off again. He did that about 4 times during the show, and it was brilliant.
That's sensational.
Just going, ha ha, and then walking off like
it's so panto villain.
Like a petulant child. It was gold. Yeah, no.
The only, the better time would be if, he just at one point just turned into Nelson Munt. Goes,
another little bit. I can't remember. I think Eddie Dennis cuts off, Connor Mills, and then all you hear from Mark is "Nicely done, Edward. Nicely done," which was brilliant.
Laura Waldorf.
It's just so good. Then
does that mean we can get them sat up on the balcony for a show and just shouting shit at
Can that be them? Can that what they do at unboxing? Just them two hurling abuse at people from the new balcony at the ballroom. Then Do Not Resuscitate interrupts Jim Smallman, and Spike Trevay just fucking kills it. I love this. He goes, Jim, fuck off. and then goes, the sooner you do that for real, the better. Then he makes an election joke, which is really, really funny, and then goes, oh, by the way, I had to say about the current general election, and this is, generally he goes, and this is a shoot. I said backstage I was going to say December 12th, and Progress said you guys wouldn't know what that means. Spike Trevay gives no fucks. Then they announce that someone in their group will be removed. It is a liability, a wild card, and then William Eva just drops Chuck Mambo. So that's heel turn number 2, completely cut off before they've done anything with it in 2 separate promotions.
Let's be real. Does it shock you?
No, because they realised that Mambo could do a good heel. He's doing it in Breed quite well with ETM. But people just seem to they seem to panic and go, no, we need him as the face. It's not working. Even though I think Mambo was probably, bar Trevay, Mambo was getting the biggest heel reaction out of all 4. I would say. I don't know about you guys.
Over Eva? Microphone feedback?
No, Eva's getting that bit, and Eva's getting laughs afterwards. I did love this bit though, because they had all of them out there. They Pillmanized all four, like they did with Jimmy Havoc to Mambo, and then Treve goes, right, Danny Duggan, you go backstage. You've got a big match later on tonight. You go get ready for that. William Eva, take your speaker. I'm sure you've got a goat to sacrifice or something. Which was gold. Between that and the election line, he was on fire. But and then he stayed out there for the Pretty Deadly match, which was, I'm not gonna lie, Pretty Deadly defeated the NIC. With about 5 minutes left in the match, it just completely fell apart, which is really disappointing. Like, just blown spots, stuff ballsing up. Like, it just didn't click. Did not click at all. They won with Pretty Deadly won with a Doomsday uppercut. And then I'll tell you this, because we had it was a limited squad at Progress this time. It was me, it was Joe, it was Garen, it was Leanne, it was Adam. Like, there's a bunch of us sitting in the first and second, and all we're doing is sitting there going, "Who's going to be Ginny's mystery opponent?" We started getting our hopes up, going, "Well, could they get Tessa over here and then get her back over to York Hall in quick time?"
I think we threw up a couple of names earlier in the day as well. We mentioned Isla, and we also mentioned the Token Progress replacement in Nina Samuels.
I sat there. I think I did put in the group chat that if Nina comes out, I love Nina Samuels, but she's been the replacement opponent so many times, I might actually go for a poo.
Nina is the real replacement service for Progress Women's Division.
She really is. Fine, gets you from A to B, but sometimes just a bit of an inconvenience. And I like Nina Samuels as well. But then we got Millie, so I was actually completely fine with that, which was good. There was no poo in the ballroom, from me anyway. It was a decent enough match. The problem was, I don't think they know what angle they're taking with Ginny. Is Ginny heel? Is Ginny face? Because they brought her out, and and they seem to be treating her like she's like the new Jimmy Havoc. Like, you call her the Queen of the Goths, the people are going to cheer for her. And then,
so did she come out with the same theme?
No, she's got a rock theme now.
But it's the exact same as Jimmy wears. And let's be real, the whole thing was meant to be her and Tony. The whole setup was pick your side there. Whereas with Millie, she's been a face in Progress.
Yeah, everyone cheered. So it's a lot. Yeah, everyone cheered Millie. Thing is, though, her look is really, really great. Like, she had the all black. She had like the lace up the side, like tied like lace up gear all up the side. She had like basically the goth makeup and the big hair. It like really, really cool. And I'm annoyed they didn't call her Ginny Havoc. They just called her Ginny. So, oh well. Then we had the match of the night. This was sensational, and you could ask Joe and ask Leanne. I got very, very angry during this match. So we had Trav against TK. I was on Team TK. TK comes out, stands there, and I turn around and went, "Something's happening here," as Niwa then immediately blasts past me and blinds me with the smell of his Tiger Balm / deep heat that just immediately just like I'd been tear gassed.
You get another lovely waft of Niwa again.
Yeah, and then Trav took control, and then they just walked out with the because Jim had gone rogue at this point. I will point this out. Jim had turned around and said that he doesn't like the Beatles, which is fine. He then said that custard creams are a shit biscuit, which massively divided the audience.
Liar.
It's almost like he knows he's leaving and doesn't want anybody to care anymore.
And then his response was, "Fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm not having this bullshit." And then the best thing about this was, he goes, "You're not losing this match by count out. Fuck only knows that Trav did it enough times." And Trav was just like, "Yeah, fair enough. No, I did." So he made it no DQ, no count out. And the match was, it was so good. So, however, Niwa is fucking useless.
It's no DQ. Please say he got involved.
Yeah, but he just ate shit every time. They were on, like the mini step balcony thing. Basically, the thing where Osprey and Havoc did the Essex Destroyer off. That little bit. Trav has got TK up there, I'm trying to power him off it. Like, they're doing the whole sunset flip thing, like through the table. Niwa's standing there watching him do it, and I'm going, Niwa, help! Niwa, for fuck's sake! TK goes through a table. Damn it, Niwa!
Remember, Niwa doesn't follow instructions well. He did turn up to the 80s show in 90 gear.
This is true. He then got on the apron 5 minutes afterwards, went through a table and lied down for legitimately 10 minutes. So all he heard from me, because he would lay that right in front of me, is me just berating him, going, "Get the fuck up, Niwa. Niwa, help it. You are useless. Dahlia put more effort in than you did. God damn it, Niwa." And the match was really, really good. We did get the spot that's all over the internet, which is one table didn't break again. Banks is laid out on the table. TK goes for the omelette du fromage, so the corkscrew moonsault thing. Doesn't break, but like slightly leans slightly. So all TK does is sit up, double gun pose on the table. I love TK Cooper. And then he does the finish was really, really good, because what he does, there was tax, and they Trav Power, they do a Spanish fly off top into tax, which was brutal. TK had a tack in his nipple, which is...
Well, he can, match Mamba with a piercing now.
And then Trav powerbombed him into the tax, did the Lion's Clutch, but then got a handful of tax as he did the Lion's Clutch. And it was really, really good. Hats off to both men. They did really, really, really well. Then we had David Starr defeating Danny Duggan. This was an all right match. It kind of... Danny Duggan did cut a promo beforehand, and it just went on, and no one... when he turned around and said, "Next year I'm going to be Progress Champion," half the crowd laughed.
Well, the Electric Ballroom is known for comedy shows.
Yeah, it's you can't say this stuff. And then David's he's going, my favourite about it is he goes, "I was the breakout star of the Natural Progression series. And I'm the breakout star of Alexandra, what else did he say? A break star of the Chasers. I was the breakout star of the Proteus Rumble." And then David just goes, "I won Super Strong Style." Just shuts him down. They had a decent enough match. Pretty Deadly were gonna interfere, and then NIC hit them with chairs, so they're doing all that stuff. So yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing with David. I know they got the big thing at Chapter 99 with him and Eddie, so hopefully that going forward. But it seemed weird that David was involved with the DNR stuff as well. So maybe DNR might cost David the title match against Eddie.
I feel like he's been placed in it possibly because DNR fucked over OJMO when you think of it, and OJMO and David Starr are perhaps two of the closest people in Progress.
I would love if we just get a big mental 7-on-7 tag match at Unboxing. So FSU and DNR against David Starr, OJMO, NIC, Connor Mills,
and two other
people. We then got Nina Samuels. We then got the Pro Wrestling title match between Paul Robinson and Timothy Thatcher. This was superb. They just beat the shit out of each other. The finish was brilliant.
As if you were expecting anything different.
Yeah, I was expecting a 5-star Ospreay Ricochet style match, but my favourite part about this was they're beating each other up. Thatcher's getting control. Robbo goes into the corner, turns round, and has extendable nunchucks out of fucking nowhere, and just goes, "Come on then!" Twats him and just chokes him out with the nunchucks. Oh, it was really good. Really, really good. Cannot recommend it highly enough. And then the main event was really good. Devlin and Scotty Davis defeating Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Yay!
What I loved about this is Danny Burch was proper chipper. Flipping off, swearing, shouting out to Jordan Devlin. I still remember what you did to the back of my head, you prick. Which was nice. And then he cut a really nice promo at the end, and it was fun. It was a really nice quick show. It was another really quick show, but it wasn't a dead show at all. It was a really, really solid show. Meanwhile, over in Cardiff at the Walkabout, Michael and Kylington were at another professional wrestling show. Mike, I will let you take control here.
Well, so is now when I get to talk about Kenyan Pro Wrestling?
No, we'll save that to the end. You get 5 words on. Talk about Talk about Kenyan Pro Wrestling's sister promotion, Attack Pro.
Yes, the long lineage of Attack Pro leading into Kenyan Pro Wrestling sounds perfect.
That's why you get all these imports.
These bloody imports, God. So yes, we had Attack Pro Wrestling presented Just a Day by Feeder. The song, obviously.
The music video, by the way, they put out is amazing. I watched it yesterday.
Let's be real. How many times did we yell the words? Wasn't that the hashtag? Wasn't the hashtag attack do? I feel like I'm partially responsible because literally the moment that the show started, it was just like Jim introduced the show and literally just our section, like me, Mike, Dan, Leah, all just started going do 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 do. This is going to be like, yeah, we had a fun time.
So how was the fun time? What other things happened?
Enjoyable. It's good. So kicked off with the Attack Tag Team Championship match. So the 0-2 Dan Maloney and my man like Doris beat Danny Luna and the Wild Ball by pinfall.
Was it for the belts? I thought it was just a non-title match.
It was
originally
never announced until the day. It was never announced.
Oh, okay, fair enough. How was their match?
Really good.
Really good.
It seemed to work really well. Like the chemistry between like Danny Luna and Wild Ball was quite good, considering like I don't think they've actually ever tagged before.
Well, it's Driller and Roadman versus kind of student and mentor when you think about it.
I love that Driller and Roadman against student and mentor, the age-old wrestling trope of that.
It's like Dan and Doris versus teachers.
And then I heard that Danny Luna basically ate a nasty Driller from Dan Maloney. So wasn't
about as nasty as it gets.
It wasn't the worst one of the evening. We'll talk about that later. You had then a Danny Jones defeating Kyle Fletcher.
That shocked, I think, a lot of people.
It definitely slapped, and they both slapped as well.
It's possibly my favourite match of the night.
I would agree, actually. It was really good.
Hang on, let me say for a second. You've got two of the best wrestlers in there who have done a lot of tag team work, like over the last couple of months in promotions. An unfortunate circumstance has meant that Kyle's tag team is injured, and Danny Jones is still doing tag team stuff with Bronco Brendan White. Sorry, not Bronco Brendan. I don't know what happened there.
Bronco Brendan, okay, Dick the Hammer Dick.
Just I'm currently just losing the will to speak mid through promotion.
Just falling asleep.
Yeah, but both of them, their singles work over the last couple of months as well has kind of been just not talked about. So to put Danny Jones has been having some of the best singles matches in Chaos this year against Kyle, who's been having some of the best singles matches in Fight Club Pro this year. You're going to get a banger, but a lot of people who are just Attack regulars might not have realised that.
Yeah, I don't think most of them would have seen either of them really wrestle. Well, I suppose Kyle's actually done a number of singles matches
in Attack. For one thing,
in Attack.
For one thing, he had with Giselle earlier this year, but a lot of the Attack Cardiff people don't travel to other promotions that I know of, or outside of the Cardiff venues as a whole.
Yeah.
So a lot of people might not have seen a number of these
yeah, I suppose it's people were always oh no, they were good wrestlers, but hadn't seen them truly show themselves as singles wrestlers.
Yeah, so it was a good showing for the both of them.
So then we went from a catch as catch can wrestling match to a sexy
match,
a sexist contract in a briefcase, with the Rinker Express, the Anti-Fun Police, More Than Hype, and the Lost Boys. Carl, I did ask whether it was going to be all three members of Lost Boys, Rinker Express, and More Than Hype, and it seemed like the answer was yes.
I genuinely still can't attest to that, because
the Anti-Fun Police got fucked over.
No, there was a tweet, I think from General Manager Kid, when this match was first announced, and it said only 2 members per team, and then all of a sudden you've got Fraser Thomas, August Jackson, and who else was it?
LJ Cleary?
Yeah, and LJ Cleary, literally just getting involved in the brawl, doing all the spots, and I was guys, come on.
Danny Fun Police got fucked over. The Danny Fun Police got fucked over. So
I was just watching the whole thing Lycos made rules, you guys.
It's upset.
He's going to be mad when he's back.
Well, he's going to be mad by the finish, because Little Joe Nelson and I want to say Nathan Martin Martin of Mormon High.
Well, according to my sources, aka you guys, it was Darren Kearney and Joe Nelson.
Well, how did I get that wrong?
You told me.
Darren and Little Joe were brawling on top of two separate ladders. I can't remember. I think one on each. And then they had the briefcase in their hands. They were still punching each other. And then the next thing that happens, it drops out of their hands and Sid Oakley catches it, winning the match. It's very... I'm not sure if you guys will remember this. It's very TLC, Jack Swagger, Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler.
Vaguely remember. I'm thinking more, know when Pete Williams catch the X in Ultimate X?
Yeah,
that as well.
I didn't watch TNA back then.
Yeah, so there's two references for everyone. Who
I've got the millennial reference.
Yeah, we're the old bastards. Remember that. Who died the most in this ladder match?
Possibly Damo.
I was right. I assumed Santos was going to eat
Damo
something.
Santos, I would have said.
Yeah, I imagine Santos was going to eat something gnarly because it's Santos. So,
well, he took a table bump.
Of course,
Damo's heart was definitely broken. I'm not sure if you've seen the photos. Little Joe had him like Damo on top of the, look directly up at him, and then the rest of the Lost Boys just come and help Joe push Damo off a ladder and onto another ladder. But reassuring. Immediately straight after, because Damo rolls out of the ring, Joe comes over to like the side of the ring where me and Mike were stood opposite, looks down at Damo and just mutters the word "Chief," as if he was like just regrets his action.
He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get shit. I'm gonna get chewed out of the precinct tomorrow."
Well, it was Joe's version of "I'm sorry, I love you."
He's the unpaid intern. He'll deal.
We then had Nico Angelo against Mark Haskins, which I love the best because Carl told me about this and he went, "Oh," and it was such a Kyle reference, and I still got it. He went, "Oh, Nico won with the Layla rolling cradle."
Yeah, Layla's infinity pin. I was just gonna be like, who can I tell who will actually relate? Who understands Layla L? Matty.
Oh no, my good friend Layla. Oh no, person I've met once in my life, but still good friend Layla. Was it? How was this?
Well, when you put like the rising star of the tag pro against the well-known Mark Haskins,
is that his new nickname? The well-known Mark Haskins.
Well-known worldwide, Mr. Worldwide Mark Haskins.
Yes.
Dolly.
It's funny.
Should we talk about Curtis Chapman accidentally getting himself seemingly involved in a gang war?
Well, people keep stealing his move.
I love this pop because I didn't get it explained to me by Mike. So what it seems like happened is there was the scramble match. Elijah won against Curtis Chapman, Juba, Akira, Jay Joshua, and Gene Money. Curtis did the driller in the match and he's been mouthing off to Dan Maloney all week on Twitter. And then Maloney and Doris pulled up on Chapman as Doris filmed it and
World Star Hip Hop.
Yeah, I heard Doris shout World Star. Oh god! Like, how is this going to end for Chapman? Is it just going to end with him getting murdered by Driller and Doris?
Possibly, because
what's that scene? Is it White Man Can't Show It? Ricky! It's just going to be Driller just literally doing a drive-by on Curtis Chapman.
Let's be real. The last day of Mistletoe in Bristol is just going to be Curtis Chapman's funeral. Taking it to Suzuki.
Oh,
it's that before.
Can I make a choice here? Attack Pro Wrestling, if you're listening. If there could be at some point during the next few days of Mistletoe that Doris happy slaps Curtis Chapman. Just runs up him, slaps him in the face and runs off while filming it.
I've already made this reference. Throw a bottle of piss at him like he's Shay Lloyd at Viva Festival.
We then got the main event, which was meant to be Cara Noir and South Wales Subculture against the Cabal, but instead it was Cara Noir and FSU against
double duty bitches.
Yep, they came. They were faces in the open. They were heels in the opener at Progress and faces in the main event at Attack. Workhorses.
And Mike can attest to that.
I told you it was going to happen. I told you it was going to be Eddie.
Yeah, but
my words were Friends Swan United.
Friends Swan United. How was this? The 6-man? Was it normal Cabal brawly goodness?
Not as much shenanigans as you would have expected.
Well, because Shay's got one arm, so he can't do anything.
Yeah, but there was a moment like pre-match, pre-FSU actually appearing, pre-Mandrews even appearing. They had Cara Noir set up for the Ragnarok, and then Mandrews is like, fuck this, had enough, gonna beat you up now.
Is that how it actually literally went? He was sung that as well. Then they announced that Cara Noir is going to face Shea Purser for the attack title at Mistletoe Day 3 in Cardiff, which I won't be at, but I will be at Day 1 in London. So
I like how you say they announced. No, Cara whispered something to Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews understands Swan.
Of course he did.
Literally, all I'm hearing is like, I think Cara will say something to me. What do you want to say? What do you want to say, Mark? What do you want to say?
Great.
What do you want to say, Cara? I see.
No, the best part was because you had Eddie on the outside holding the mic, and it was just, and Eddie just goes, I think Cara Noir wants to say something.
That was not all in regards to shows he went to. Kyle went down to Manchester before the attack show to check out Tetsujin. It's effing dead, and he went to the funeral.
I like how you say I went down. Manchester's up.
Well, I don't know where you was. You might have been in. You might have been in Scotland. I don't know.
That's still up.
No, go down from Scotland to Manchester.
It would have been, yeah.
Geography.
Yeah, but up from...
You're up. Anyway, talk about your what were like your 3 favourite matches from Tetsujin?
Well, prospect matches, like I think 2 of the standouts, and I think for a lot of people, Danny Jones versus Scotty Davis. Where did my loyalties lie? I was wearing an OTT jacket, and yeah, I still cheer Danny Jones because I am the martyr of wrestling.
Good to know. What else?
Young Guns match. I don't recommend matches for people that often, but I think I've said to everybody, whether you like Tetsujin style matches or not, for the match alone and the storytelling between like the Young Guns, you need to watch that match.
Our friend Matt Richards on his latest TNJ with Chris Egan, he says that Luke Jacobs and Heath Allen was superb, and
genuinely that was magic.
Give us one more. What other matches you enjoy?
I'm going to throw you completely off because I'm going to give you 2 more. I'm going to give you 2 of the super fights. Danny Luna versus Millie McKenzie was an absolute brawl. It was technique versus power. You can work out like which one's which when you like watch both wrestlers.
Did Danny Luna do a 450?
No, I know that was the running joke between a lot of us. It's going to be like she's going to forget this. She's going to forget this is shoot style. She's broke the moment she.
I want to see, and I think Mike would agree. I want to see a shoot style 450.
You cowards.
Shoot style. We need to see more in life in general for shoot style 450s.
Yes.
And then you know what like I was going to have as a highlight: Jordan Devlin, Timothy Thatcher, WXW title, stayed as the WXW champion, did Tim, but Devlin looked great doing a style that I've not really seen him do apart from the next night of Chaos, but we won't talk about that because we don't talk about Chaos here apart from every time I mention it because I'm literally an hour away from it.
Breathe.
I don't like to breathe. I like to express how I feel.
You're such
This is my
Stop being so emo.
This is my free therapy. I get this once a week.
David Starr Naked apparently I heard was really good as well. Right, Jacob.
That was a banger, but I'm not going to talk about it because time is not of the essence. But just go watch Tetsujin.
Yeah.
They have had 3 shows. Go watch all of them. I don't know when the next one's being uploaded, but just go and watch them. They're great and they're fucking...
And they're fucking. Just end it on that, and they're fucking. Jacob. Michael Oku won the British J-Cup, defeating Pac, ELP and Robbie Eagles in the final. He beat Rocky Romero in the first round. However, because Pac's a bastard, he beat him up post-match, and we're going to get Pac versus Oku 2 at Uprising. But that's not the big story from Uprising, is it, Michael?
It's not any sort of story. There's only one for that show. There's the main event's already announced.
Yeah, the main event has already been announced, and it's already got... There's only one story, and that story has one theme. Yeah, inexplicably, well, actually no, not inexplicably to everyone who's not woke like me and Mike and Kyle. Mad Kurt, Curtis Brill Chapman, to give him his full name, he legally changed his middle name to Brill. He hacked the screen Uprising and challenge the biggest coward in Revolution Pro, the biggest loser in Revolution Pro, Minoru Suzuki, to a match Uprising.
He's not wrong.
I personally can't wait for Suzuki to lose in 2 minutes and for him to hand over the faction and rename it Suzuki Gun.
Yeah.
Which is what we all want. Yeah, it's just, I think we also like, I might have to go to Uprising. I might need to see Curtis Chapman against Minoru Suzuki. Oh, just...
Yeah, what a day that is.
What a day. And then the Legion won the Unified British Tag Titles versus the Moonlight Express, but then the Kings of the North challenged them, so I imagine that's going to happen at Uprising as well.
Northern Ireland! Sorry, I had to.
Northern Ireland against the Great O'Khan, and Shah will be there as well.
Exactly.
And then...
It's just like featuring Shah.
Featuring Shah. Giselle Shaw and Tessa Blanchard. Apparently that was a really, really good match, so I'm looking forward to scoping that one out as and when I can. Actually, before we go into other little bits and bobs, you mentioned about Pro Wrestling Chaos. Any big things you want to mention from that show, Kyle?
Eddie Dennis is the biggest heel ever. I will tell you why.
Why?
I think I might have mentioned this in the group chat, actually. But Eddie Dennis, we had 2 raffle draws at Chaos. First one won a DVD. I think second one won a t-shirt. It's genuinely a tag throw, but we don't get both those things because we don't do that. But Eddie Dennis set up a third raffle, apparently. And then the moment that the draw happened, immediately said, nope, take that box away, I've changed my mind, this is not happening.
So just stole money for the sake of it.
Yep. Also really great matches. Scotty Davis versus El Ligero, Jordan Devlin versus Danny Jones, again, another match I would recommend. Mike Bird retained the King of Chaos Championship with the setup for, I think, the next show, his long-standing Chaos rival, Ligero.
Oh, intriguant.
Yeah. Also, new tag champs, the former Man Like Bino, Harry Goff, and Paul Robinson regained their Knights of Chaos tag titles. Danny Luna is still Maiden of Chaos, and I think I've mentioned everything that I remember. Oh no, Wild Boar Mike Hitchman defeated Country Big Josh Knott, who you guys might not have heard of because he does a lot of stuff, I think, for Reach, Jim Plymouth.
Yeah, I've never heard of him, so I'll definitely scope him out. New Japan Pro Wrestling World Tag League. Michael.
Hello.
Evil and Sonada suffered their first loss today in World Tag League. You know who it was against?
The only 2 men it could have been against, obviously.
That's right. Colt Cabana and Toriano. Yeah!
Team banter.
They're still in with a shout. So at the moment, Ishii, Yoshihashi, and Finjuice are top of the tree with 14 on 7-1. Evil and Sonada are 6-1. They've wrestled one less match, but Yano and Cabana are on 5-3. But they've got the upswing. They've just beaten Evil and Sonada.
They're on a roll.
They are on a roll. Call them bread. No, call them butter because they're on a roll. If they're bread on a roll, that's just weird.
Have you never had a double bread sandwich?
No. I'm not Welsh.
It's a Kojima special.
The Kojima squared. This Friday is International Technicos. There's a lot of decent matches at this show. You know, you've got Moonlight Express against the Lucha Brothers, casual. You've got Trent. Is it Trent Seven against Devlin? You've got
know where my allegiance is.
You got Dan Maloney against Ray Horus, and then the small matter of Mike Quackenbush versus Tyler Bate.
Genuinely, I think I've said this to so many people. You've got one of the best technical wrestlers in the world versus perhaps one of the best wrestlers to come out of Britain in the last few years.
It's going to be insane, definitely. Are you both going to Technico, or is it just you, Kyle?
I think it's just me.
It's just Kyle.
Mike's going to sit at home and cry.
Yeah, Michael can just have a crygasm over this whole thing because he is not seeing Quackenbush.
Yeah, but let's be fair. Fight Club are cowards because they haven't booked the match that everybody wanted.
What? Curtis Chapman versus Mike Quackenbush?
Nope.
The question mark versus Mike Quackenbush?
No.
The question mark versus Curtis Chapman.
No, the question mark versus the question mark. Obviously. No. The match everybody would have wanted would have been like they can't book it, but it would be the Lucha Brothers versus Mustache Mountain.
Yes, this is true. I was then thinking of Mike Quackenbush against Cara Noir because it's Swan versus Quack. Just amused me greatly for a second there.
Swan versus.
Although I will say, my only grievance, and I think you guys will know about this, we've got a banging tag team match on the show, but the tag titles for Fight Club are not being defended once again.
Yeah, because they're stuck because they can't literally have them defend against. They can't have them defend against the number one contenders, which is
Moonlight Express are a thing.
They are a thing. Ring of Honor. We'll wrap things up with this. Marty Skull is.
How can I hang on? you say that, and I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to mention like Ireland like straight after that.
Oh, quickly do OTT so we can junk on Ring of Honor for a second.
Cool. OTT, I was Space Odyssey 4, I think. I can't remember if it's 4. Matches have been announced. I don't remember them off the top of my head. All I remember is that it's going to be a great show, and I'm not there.
Isn't it basically everyone on the Fight Club Pro show is going to be at the OTT show? It's pretty much that, isn't it?
All I know is it's going to be a massive buzz, like because there's a scramble. I know that. Be Cool, I think, is challenging Mark Haskins for the gender neutral title, which I think will also be amazing.
Cheer for Be Cool like he's Hulk Hogan before he was a racist. Ring of Honor. Marty Skull's going to be at Best in the World on December 13th in Baltimore. Apparently, his rumours that his contract would be end in November, but apparently he's sticking around for that show. Whether his contract has expired or not, we don't know. He's teaming with Flip Gordon to go up against Bandido and Flamita. I think that's going to be his last show for AEW. One would assume.
We've all been
before AEW. Yeah, nothing else has happened over the last 7 days apart from, No, it's been quite quiet for Ring of Honor, to be honest. Apart from Joey Mercury literally destroying the company from the inside. Them announcing that they are going basically pretty much firing their Women of Honor World Champion, who's currently out with a concussion, because pretty much there's no real, they've not given a reason, but pretty much because the fact of because she sided with someone who showed that Ring of Honor is an absolute horrible place to work, that as one of the guys in charge openly burying talent in text messages.
But is he or is he not correct?
Oh no, he is correct. We're not saying we're not saying that Joey Mercury's not correct in this. Him then saying that Hikuleo can't draw, him saying that Flip Gordon's a waste of time.
Do you ever reckon like him saying Hikuleo can't draw means just Hikuleo is like trying to show him like really cool artwork and it's just stick people?
Britain's like, no, I meant that he's really shit at drawing. He tried to draw a Tamatonga and it looked like a goat.
Well, they never said that he couldn't draw. They said he was a waste of money.
So yeah, it's even worse.
His Crayola gift set was a waste.
Are we starting the when is Ring of Honor going to be out of business sweepstakes yet, or are we saving it to the start of the year?
I might start.
I think WWE will bring JTG back before that happens.
I think. What do you say, Mike?
Start a GoFundMe to. I think we should start a GoFundMe to get enough catalog before WWE does. That's the only thing of any value.
Imagine if we bought the Ring of Honor catalog before WWE got it. So we're just gonna put it on.
Somehow crowdfunded like $2.5 million. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we gonna do? I'm just gonna put it all up on Vimeo, like for free.
Yeah, of course.
No, we'll whack it up on Dailymotion just to really fuck with them. In 3 separate parts. Anyway, that wraps up this week's Indie Wrestling Show. If you want to get in touch, it is really simple. All of our socials are at TWM Wrestle. Subscribe to us on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Podbean, Acast, TuneIn, YouTube, all that usual places. TWM.news. You can check out loads of stuff in regards of independent wrestling, AEW, WWE, all that good stuff as well. I do believe this coming next few days, I think we've got an interview with Cara Noir and Desmond Xavier coming out in the next few days. Keep an eye out on our social medias for that. And also, we're doing a big, massive, dirty bastard giveaway in December.
Big bastard giveaway.
That is the working title at the moment, the big bastard giveaway, to celebrate basically having our best year ever, thanks to you guys. So that is our gift to you. Anyway, Michael, social media.
Oh, I don't know. Just go and follow someone cool.
Be cool.
Kyle.
I'd say follow someone undeniable. No, not Tessa Blanchard. Callum Black. At Callum Black. With one L, because for some reason L's don't matter.
He did not take the L. I am a Matty ID. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head to go follow. This has been the Indie Wrestling Show. Go support your local wrestling, and we will be back next Wednesday. Bye.
Oil fawr ffrindiau.